Hello everyone and welcome to Tax Shorts. My name is Aisha Bedwe Ibe. I'm the tax leader here at PwC Ghana, and today I'm joined by my colleague partner, Kingsley Owusu-Ewuli, who is the leader of our transfer pricing and international tax business, and is also a licensed barrister and solicitor with the Supreme Court of Ghana. Welcome, Kingsley.
Thank you, Aisha.
And today we are talking about tax disputes and resolution. Kingsley, to start off with, how can taxpayers avoid having tax disputes?
For every good or effective tax system, tax dispute resolution or tax disputes is unavoidable. But taxpayers can do much more in avoiding disputes before they get into the resolution phase of any that is unavoidable. Generally speaking, to avoid disputes, a taxpayer must know its or his or her obligations under the tax law and make sure that he or she or it is in full compliance with the law. When the revenue authority approaches, after a taxpayer has filed returns or honored its obligation under the law, when the revenue authority approaches to engage such a taxpayer, the taxpayer should be cooperative. The taxpayer should cooperate, the taxpayer should be professional in dealing with the revenue authority. The taxpayer shouldn't say that it is not going to submit documents, information that the revenue authority has requested for. Because under the law, they have powers actually, to use other means, to get access to such information. So cooperation, collaboration, adequate preparation, and delivery of information documents on time actually sometimes can lead to a taxpayer avoiding disputes.
Okay, great. So collaboration and cooperation is really key.
Yes.
All right, so Kingsley, what is the process if a taxpayer is actually going through a dispute process? What are the steps that they have to take? How does it all work?
So under the law, ordinarily, so let me step back.
Yeah.
So, I said earlier that taxpayers should try and avoid disputes. But those disputes or matters or issues that are unavoidable, obviously will lead to the disputing phase.
Yeah.
And under the law, there is a provision for objection. So once a tax decision or an assessment is made by the revenue authority, the taxpayer has a right to disagree. But the right to disagree is time bound. So the taxpayer must do everything within its power, to marshal resources, information, documents within that time in order to be able to build up a strong case to the GRA. So good preparation, working within time. And in recent times, there's been a lot of cases from the High Courts and Court of Appeal where the courts have actually stated or held that some taxpayers didn't follow the procedure. So under the law, you need to object, but you must object within 30 days. Once you receive the assessment or the decision of the tax authority, you need to object. If you object within 30 days, then you've thrown the matter back to the revenue authority. The revenue authority has 60 days within which to revert back to you with a decision. If the revenue authority, after you've submitted it, after you've complied with the 30 days, the revenue authority does not come back to you within 60 days, the law is that you must elect to consider the non-response as a negative response. In other words, the revenue authority has simply turned down your request. From then, you then have to decide whether to go up above the GRA or the tax authority. For taxpayers going above the GRA, you really must believe in your case. You must believe that perhaps there's some principle that has been misinterpreted or not interpreted rightly, or perhaps maybe there's two or more possible interpretations that could be placed on it, and what has been given here is really not the right one. Yeah.
All right, thanks, Kingsley. So are we seeing a lot of taxpayers actually going through the process in Ghana? Because I remember some years ago that was not the case, but perhaps it's changed. Maybe you can shed some light on that now.
I would say that in recent times we are seeing a lot more cases going to the court than we used to have. But I also say that quite a number of those cases that have gone to court have largely again been on procedure. So as I said earlier, the objection or dispute resolution mechanism provided in the law requires that taxpayers work within time. I mean, in 2 or 3 of the cases, the taxpayers who went to court never filed their objection in writing and also pay 30% of the tax liability within the 30 days. So when they went to court, the court turned down.
It was a lost case.
Exactly. The court turned down their case. I mean their request. The case didn't even turn on the merit or the technical argument as far as the matters are concerned. It is just simply because they didn't respect, if I may use that word, they didn't respect the law. You know, the court rejected their plea or their appeal. You know, so really, I mean, the lessons we're learning out of all these is really for taxpayers to know the law, know the procedure. You know, yes, it's good enough to gather your evidence, it's good enough to put your thoughts and your argument together, but if you don't work within the time that the law has provided you, you can't appeal. The courts are saying and have said long before that the right to appeal, you know, it's created by law. So you need to look at that law that gives you that power, that right to appeal, and work within it. If you don't work within it, then they will not come to your aid, you know.
Okay, thanks, Kingsley. That was very enlightening. So we really need to pay attention to the fine details when taking a case to court. So Kingsley, any closing thoughts or recommendations for taxpayers to take this going forward?
Thank you very much, Aisha. So I think again, perhaps I want to step back. First thing is, look, try and avoid dispute, you know. But if the dispute is unavoidable, yes, you have, the law behind you, but make sure you work within it. By working within it means that respect the 30-day rule, and then monitor the 60 days that the Commissioner General must come back to you. If the Commissioner General doesn't come back to you within 60 days, what you have to do is to consider that non-response as a rejection of your appeal, and then you can actually decide whether or not on principles you're moving up. Now, as you're moving up, or as you're going through the whole audit process, which culminated in the dispute that you're having, you need to build up your case strongly, solidly. Gather all the evidences. Be professional in your outlook. Communicate clearly, you know, with the revenue authority. And then, you know, above all, you know, tax is multidisciplinary. It is law, but you know, it's basically a confluence of accounting, economics, sometimes even statistics. Yeah. So yes, by all means, get a professional, you know, who can also bring his or her perspective to bear. As you going above revenue authority, you definitely will need a lawyer. But what we have also seen increasingly is that a lawyer alone is not necessarily enough. Sometimes you have very well experienced accountants, well experienced chartered tax practitioners who have their breadth of experience, right? The transactions they've seen are so comprehensive and enormous. And if you bring and you rope them in, they will be able to assist you in building very solid cases with the revenue authority. Yeah, so these are my recommendations. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Kingsley. Thank you everyone for joining us. My name is Aisha Bedwe-Ibe. I'm the tax leader here at PwC Ghana. Today I was joined by my fellow tax partner, Kingsley Owusu-Erili, who leads our transfer pricing international tax business and is also a licensed barrister and solicitor with the Superior Court of Ghana. Thank you so much for joining us. See you on the next episode. God bless.